Okay, so today's problem is three-way partitioning. The problem is given an array and a range AB, the task is to partition the array around the range such that the array is divided into three parts. The first thing, all elements smaller than A comes first. All elements in range A to B come second. Next, all elements greater than B appears in the end. The individual elements of three sets can be appear in any order. You are required to return the modified array. The generated output is true if you modify the given array successfully, otherwise false. Okay, so here is the problem. The problem says that we have given an array elements and A, B, the range. We have to modify that given array and make a modification in a such a way that the all elements which are less than A present at first, and in the second in between the range A to B, and in the last greater than B. Okay, so the simplest way is to sort the given array. We will find it out our answer. Okay, because here A is always less than A is smaller. Okay, so those are elements smaller than A will move to the first automatically, and those are elements greater than B that will be moved at the end. So after sorting, it will get our answer, but the time complexity for this O of n log n, right? The second approach is that we can declare three vectors. Okay, so the first vector will store, here is our another solution. Okay, so the first vector will store the elements which are less than A. The second vector will store which are greater than. The second vector is stored in between the range A and B. Okay, and the third vector store the greater than element B. Okay, and after that we just inserting each element to our array. Okay, so I am traversing the first vector and inserting each element to our this vector array. The second time second vector and the third vector. Okay, like this way. The main approach using the O of n complexity is that I have created visualization for this. Here I have taken this example, and here the A and B values are 4 and 7. Okay, you can see 4 and 7. So here what we have to do, the approach is simple, that if we found less than A, then we can swap the first element with that element. Okay, so here it's already 3 less than 4, so we can swap it and we can move J to the next point. Okay, so we swap it, okay, with 3 only, so there is no change, so it will move to the next point. I will move to the next point. Okay, if we found this element is less than A, so we can swap it. Okay, here this element is not less than 4, so we can move to the next point, next index. So this element is less than 4, so we can swap with this element. Okay, after swapping this element will be, okay, so this element is also less than 4, so again we have to swap it like this way. Okay, so this element is greater than, so we will move to the next point. This also greater than, this also greater than, this is also greater than, so all elements are moved. Okay, so the first part is done, that all elements are greater less than A are moved to the first part. Okay, so the next second part is that don't consider about second part, move to the last part. Last part is saying that if element is greater than 7, then move to the end. Okay, so here 6 is less, so we can swap this with 8, this with current index. Okay, so we swapped with this only. Again, if we found the element is greater than 7, so we have to swap it. Okay, here we found this element is greater than 7, so we can swap this with respect to 6. Okay, after swapping we found this. Again, here the next point, 8 is greater than 7. Okay, so after swapping this will be our result. So here you can see these three elements are less than 4, and these two elements are less than 7, and middle elements are between 4 to 7. So this will be our answer. Okay, there is no reason to further move. Okay, here what we have to do, at the first for loop we have to check the index is less than a. If less than a, so we can swap this index with a. Okay, for this, to get better understanding, I will show you the code. Okay, here I am traversing from 0 to n index. Okay, here I have just written the logic that if array of index is less than a, then we have to swap the index and array index. The array index starts from 0 first time, and the second time it's in reverse order. Okay, like this way. So for this the time complexity is O of n. For this the time complexity is O of log n log n, and for this time complexity is O of n, but space complexity of n as well. So this will be our best solution. Okay, thank you.